Bowman here at BWOne.com, and it's time to go on tour. The Blackberry Tour. Okay, let's look at some of the accessories that come with the Blackberry Tour. First accessory is the charger here. This is a micro USB charger, so any of your old Blackberry chargers won't work with the new Blackberry Tour. You're going to have to get new chargers that have a micro USB end on it. And it also comes with international adapter clips as well for when you travel overseas. Next, micro USB cable, stereo headphones. Since it's a global phone, you get a nice SIM card, you get a 2 GB micro SD card, you get a 1400 milliamp hour battery, and you get this nice case here. This case is pretty nice. I can't give it a biscuit test or fail it because it actually does work well with the phone, and it's a belt clip as well, and like I said, overall it's pretty nice. And finally, just some manuals and guides and other junk that you probably won't ever read. So other than that, that's all the accessories that come with the Blackberry Tour. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get a little more detailed and deeper into the Blackberry Tour. Okay, let's take a look around the Blackberry Tour. We'll start here on the side, and on the side you have your speaker port here, and you have a media function key. Here at the bottom you have your microphone port, and on this side you have your micro USB port, you have another media function key, you have your volume rocker, and you have a 3.5mm head jack. On the top, while it doesn't look like there's buttons there actually is. One's for your sound to mute it, and another one's to lock the Blackberry. When we turn it to the back, the first thing you see here at the top is the 3.2-inch megapixel camera with flash. And on the back here you have a nice sort of smooth, kind of almost rubberized feel, and grip makes it feel really good in the hand when you hold it. And right underneath that battery covered door you have the battery itself, you have your SIM card, and you have your micro SD port. When we flip it to the front here, first thing you'll notice here at the top is your earpiece. You have the LED indicator, you have your screen, which is a nice 2.4-inch screen, which is 480 by 360 resolution, so everything looks very gorgeous and very crisp on the screen. Below that you have your send and end keys, you have your Blackberry button, you have your back button, and you have the scroll ball right here, which is now black instead of white, which actually probably works out better because if it gets dirty, you won't notice it as much as you notice it when they have the kind of clear, kind of white scroll balls. And below that you have your QWERTY keyboard that has a backlight in the back of it, and it's very similar to the 8830 and the 8800 from T-Mobile, and the 8830 is actually from Verizon. It has a very similar kind of key cut, and it seems to be made for a very smooth transition over to it, which I'll show you in just a second in comparison. So this is the Blackberry Tour here. This is the Verizon 8830, which is also a global phone, and the T-Mobile Curve 8320. So you can already see in the different size comparisons, and you can look here right at the keyboard here versus the keyboard here on the 8830. You can already see that the keyboards are very similar. So this definitely was made in the mind for a smooth transition over from here to over here. And definitely in the size comparisons between the two, you can definitely see that the Blackberry Tour is definitely smaller, thinner, sleeker, and better looking. So they definitely improved upon that. They've also improved as far as the global roaming is concerned, because now this actually includes all global bands, and includes 3G bands that you can use in Japan. And when we compare it next to the T-Mobile Blackberry Curve, you can already kind of notice here on the side kind of that they've adapted what they've done in the past with the Curve and have put it sort of on the Tour here. As you can see, the sides are very similar, and it's very, very close to sort of size and weight almost. The Curve is a little bit lighter than the Tour, but you can already see it kind of has very similar size to it. So it kind of makes you wonder kind of why they're still making the Curve. I can understand they're making the Curve, to have a different product out there, but definitely now when they're making Blackberries this small or very close to that size, it almost doesn't make any sense to make them. And as you notice right here, you can see the bright and crisp screen. The screen is simply stunning, and that picture there of those flowers I actually did take with this camera, which seems to take very good pictures. I'm going to have those test pictures up for you to see. You can already see that the screen is very bright, as you can notice, and it has a nice backlit LED key display here, which you probably saw earlier. It's bright, it sticks out great, and As far as the software is concerned, it runs 4.7 of the BlackBerry OS, which is very similar to the Bold and other newer Blackberries now. The only thing that's kind of weird right now is when I scroll to the left, it seems to take a few seconds before it responds, as you can see here. There it goes, the final response. So I don't know if that's mechanical on this particular tour that I have, or it's something that a firmware update might need. So you might want to look out for that. Other than that, you have your same core features in the BlackBerry. You have your email support, your calendars, contacts, all that. You can download the BlackBerry app world to get additional applications. This doesn't have a YouTube app to it just yet, but you can go to the YouTube site, m.youtube.com. You click on a video to play in the local player as well. So that's good there. It supports HTML email, so you have the email as you would see it on the desktop. And other than that, it's pretty much the core application. Has a video recorder on it as well. But other than that, this is pretty much what you see, what you've seen in the Storm, what you've seen in the Bold and an 8900 Curve. Very similar software set, and what's nice about it is it does have familiar features, which is good. But I hope in the future RIM will definitely try to go more mobile desktop with their operating system, because it still feels more like advanced firmware versus being like a true mobile desktop operating system like you have with Google Android, Windows Mobile and Apple iPhone, which are more centric towards mobile computing. This is more towards your mobile PIN management, your email, your personal information, your contacts and stuff like that, which is good, and it has the application which is good, which gets you on the go. But I'm hoping, and as they make more operating systems for the BlackBerry, it gets very mobile desktop like, because that seems to be where everything is headed towards. So hopefully RIM will keep it up so we can keep the competition going. Other than that, you're really getting the same core features that you get on a BlackBerry, as I mentioned earlier. There you go. You can see the black backlit display there. You can see it's very bright. Other than that, I would definitely recommend this. I would give this a thumbs up. If you're in the running for an upgrade and you're on Verizon, you have the 8830. It's a no-brainer to upgrade to the Blackberry Tour. You're getting all the nice features. You're getting additional global roaming bands on the phone as well. You're getting the faster processor, so you're going to be whipping through the OS a lot faster than you did on your older one, and you're going to get a nice, sleek, and sexy look on it. So it's definitely something I recommend. Go for it if you're available for the upgrade. One more thing I actually forgot to mention, which is the battery life. The battery life definitely gives you about roughly about 2 or 3 days with heavy usage phone and BlackBerry usage. If you're not so much a heavy user, just more on data and texting, you're probably going to get about 3 or 4 days on it. Like I said, these phones are definitely these advanced phones are definitely more on the advanced feature sets, so they're going to use more battery life. They're going to use more juice. They're going to need more power. So you're not going to get the same 5 or 6 day battery life you used to get out of some of your old devices. So be on the lookout for that. So I would say if you're a heavy user, you're going to get about 1 to 2 days out of it. If you're a moderate user, 2 to 3. If you're a light user, 3 to 4. That's the best way to kind of average it out. So this is Bowman from BWOne.com, reminding you to follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/BWOne.com, and also follow our RSS feed. And remember to live your tech world in high definition.